What would be the future career path for a teen beauty pageant queen? Doctor? Teacher? Famous drug kingpin's wife? Yes, you heard it right. This beauty queen decided she wanted to marry a really bad man. And not just anyone. She married one of the most notorious men in Mexican drug cartel history, El Chapo. This beauty just chose the greatest beast in the game to spend the rest of her life with. And guess what it landed her with? A loyal audience of 500,000 people on Instagram. Because of her tight jeans, red lips, and large diamond rings, they call her Buchano, or a classic narco's love interest. Emma Coronel Espuro's plans for life were very different, until she met Joaquin Guzman, better known as El Chapo. She was a simple young girl of 17 years, who was born in Santa Clara, California. Now one might think, what brought together a 50-year-old drug kingpin who had been married thrice before and a teen pageant girl? You might wonder, how did they meet? Here's how. The first meeting. Emma Coronel Espuro, born in 1989, was the daughter of El Chapo's close cartel member, Inez Coronel Barreras. He had formerly worked for the Sinaloa drug cartel. El Chapo was the head of this very cartel. It's safe to say she grew up living the cartel life herself. She was also the niece of El Nacho, or Ignacio Coronel Villarreal, a very popular hitman of his own time. Her uncle was one of Mexico's most notoriously dangerous men. In the year 2010, he was executed in a Jalisco army shootout. Apart from the criminal connections her family had, Emma Coronel was a simple young girl who really enjoyed participating in beauty pageants. Emma Coronel met her future husband at the 2007 Coffee and Guava Festival beauty pageant in Canelas, Durango, Mexico. It is very unlikely that a 17-year-old girl runs into a cartel kingpin who's 49 years old and falls in love with him, but that was the case with Emma Coronel and El Chapo. She was just 18 years old when they finally tied the knot and officially became a married couple. It was this same year that El Chapo celebrated his 50th birthday. The wedding was grand. It is said to have been attended by the governor of Sinaloa himself, and many other army personnel and important members of the Mexican government. El Chapo's first marriage had taken place years before Emma was even born. Back in 1977, he married a social worker in the early days of his drug life. It is also speculated that he never divorced his first wife, and all the other wives that followed are not even legally his wives. When asked about this, Emma promptly replied, "We were married under the law of the divine and do not require worldly validations." How spiritual. The marital life. It was a dangerous business being El Chapo's love interest. Not long before Emma Coronel fell in love, another one of El Chapo's girlfriends was found in the back of an abandoned car. The initials of the rival gang were engraved on her buttocks and chest. That did not budge Emma, though. She married El Chapo, and her new life was very attractive at first. Marrying a drug lord comes with perks of its own. She was spoiled with diamonds, vacations, and expensive luxury items she had only dreamt of. It was not surprising that the young girl was so smitten by the lifestyle and money of her loaded drug lord husband. But the ugly side of marrying a kingpin soon dawned on Emma, who paid a hefty price for her marriage to El Chapo. 4 years into the marriage, Emma began expecting a baby. The couple were overjoyed to find out that they were having twin girls, but that moment was short-lived. Emma transferred to the USA to deliver the girls, while their father, a wanted fugitive at the time, remained in Mexico. Even the birth certificate of the girls did not have Joaquin Guzman listed as their father. It might have something to do with the fact that both the Mexican and US governments were out for El Chapo, and there was a $5 million bounty on the man's head. It was no walk in the park being a powerful drug lord's wife, and keeping the title El Chapo's wife and love interest did not come easy to her. Emma Coronel is said to have undergone more than 12 plastic surgery processes, including lip fillers, butt implants, and breast implants, to sustain the classic narco love interest image. El Chapo's partner in crime. By the end of 2009, El Chapo had made it to the Forbes magazine billionaire list at number 701, and he needed a witty narco businesswoman partner to carry on that legacy. That's where Emma Coronel stepped into his life. There has been speculation about how much of a part Coronel played. Although Emma Coronel has stated that she had no idea what El Chapo did when she married him, it's pretty hard to believe. She stated in numerous interviews that she thought he had an irrigation business in Sinaloa. Really? And nothing else? One would even go as far as to believe her, but her actions tell a completely different story. Emma's not only attractive, but smart. She has tactfully helped her husband in many sticky situations.
Pero pues obviamente hay que recordar que esas son personas que les dieron vida, ¿no? Entonces pues ellos van a decir cualquier cosa o para tener algún beneficio, entonces pues...
It's no coincidence that Coronel had bought land near the Altiplano jail in 2015, the same year El Chapo escaped. Previously in 2001, El Chapo escaped prison hiding in a laundry basket. This time things were different. He was put in a maximum security prison due to his notoriety. He found a loophole in the security anyway. There was a shower corner where the cell cameras did not keep surveillance, and that is exactly where El Chapo dug his tunnel for escape. You might want to guess where the 1-mile-long tunnel led. Yes, to the property his loving wife had bought near the Altiplano jail. It was later revealed that the text messages that were exchanged between the two were like any other husband and wife. They spoke very casually about million-dollar drug deals and other drug cartel business matters, just as anyone would about getting bread and milk. Even when El Chapo was extradited to the US, Emma kept a straight face and stated in multiple statements that she had no idea what he was doing behind closed doors. The DEA questioned Emma about the multiple lovers and mistresses that El Chapo had. Emma did not break even after finding out about the women in El Chapo's life. Even during El Chapo's New York trials, when the news of his affairs, multiple accounts of rape and murders were everywhere.
Pidiendo algo otra cosa, solamente que lo dejen descansar. Él nunca había sufrido depresión alta, ni tiene antecedentes de su familia, ni nada.
She gained a massive social media following. And people even praised her for being a devoted wife when she would blow kisses at her convicted husband amidst the trial. She even went as far as to register El Chapo as a trademark for her own El Chapo clothing line. In 2021, at Dulles International Airport in Washington, Emma Coronel Espuro was arrested, and in November 2021, she was sentenced to 3 years in prison after being found guilty in her involvement with the Sinaloa cartel. She was charged with trafficking of methamphetamine, heroin, and marijuana. She was also connected to El Chapo's Altiplano escape through an old BlackBerry phone with encrypted messages that were decoded by the authorities. She immediately caved and did not try to resist the charges. She cooperated with the court and was even keen enough to let the DEA on the details she knew about the Sinaloa cartel. For anyone who cooperates with the authorities, it's considered social suicide, because the cartel members will never accept them again. Even when she's released from prison after serving her sentence, she will not be living the luxurious lifestyle while her husband is serving a life sentence, and no support from Sinaloa cartel. Another significant point to understand is how Mexican drug lords and the people connected to them often buy privileges and luxuries when they're put in jail. That is not the case with federal prisons in the United States. Time in the federal prison really takes its toll on someone like Emma. For one, she would have time to reflect on her actions and think her life through. After her time in the federal prison, she was moved to Halfway House on Long Beach for her September 2023 release, where she would finally be reunited with her children. Famed narco journalist Ana Hernandez stated, "These women, narco wives, do not have any choice. They cannot elect. Once they're inside these relationships, there's no way to go out." So that was the fabulous yet tainted life of Emma Coronel Espuro, the woman who married someone 32 years her senior and stayed devoted to him throughout his trials and convictions. But the question arises, did she have a choice? Did she stay loyal out of fear, or did she really love him? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Also, like and subscribe to Crime Central for more intriguing true crime content ahead.